everyone, it's Marianne from MAE New Age Boutique, and today's video is going to be about using my hairbrush cleanser. And I was going to show you how to clean your hairbrush as well as use the cleanser. So there will be two steps to this. So I have my hairbrush. I've been saving this hairbrush to do this video. I've cleaned all my other hairbrushes. This is the one that I had left, and I wanted to use it because you can see that it's been used quite a bit. There's hair all in there and other residue and all that stuff, so I wanted to really clean this one out with this video. You're using this video cleaning this one because this will be my test on my hairbrush cleaner. So what you'll need is, of course, your hairbrush. You'll need a rat tail comb with the pointy end. Or any rat tail comb will do as long as it has a pointy end. I happen to like using my metal rat tail comb with the metal pointed end. You can use a toothpick, a pencil, a pen, anything that you can get into the hairbrush. And then some scissors. Okay, so step one is you're going to actually clean your brush. Now I do this on my hairbrushes every time I use them. So except for this one. I guess because it was rounded and it just was a little harder to clean. But I never really cleaned my brushes the way that I'm going to do it now. So I think it was harder to clean it. But with the way that I found other people do it, I think it'll be a lot easier to clean the rounded brushes. But you can clean it this way for any brush. So basically what you're going to do is take your rat tail comb, the end of it, and you're going to just put it in between the grooves of the brush, so in between these grooves but underneath where the hair is, and then you're just going to pull the hair up. And you're going to do that for all of them. For at least the first couple of them. And actually I don't think I need to cut anything. Normally what you would do is you would pull it up and then you would cut it, but it looks like the hair on this brush is just coming up. So I'm just going to pull all the hair using the rat tail comb up. As you can see, there was a lot of hair in there. So I'm just pulling the hair up with my rat tail comb to get the hair up so I can remove it. So I think this step is probably the longest part, other than waiting for the solution to clean your brush, which will be in step 2. So we're just pulling the hair up. Okay, alright, so then you can see that I've pulled all the hair up. I don't know if you can see that. So all the hair has been pulled up. So then basically all I'm going to do is just remove the hair from the brush. And as you can see, I've not really cleaned this brush. I may have cleaned it out once. I use this brush sometimes, but for the most part my son loves to use this brush, so I pretty much gave it to him to use. But I haven't cleaned it out. It's been a while since I've cleaned it. He loves to use this brush. And then this brush is good for, I think, for big curls, when you're creating big curls in your hair. It's good for that too. Okay, I think I've pretty much removed all the hair that I can. Okay, so it looks like I've pretty much removed. So that wasn't too big of a deal. Let me clean this off. But you can see that I removed that much hair from the brush. But you may need scissors at some point. Sometimes it's not as easy to pull the hair out of there as it was for that brush. And then of course also too, that a lot of residue came out of that hairbrush. So that's the hair that came out of the hairbrush. Gross, I know. Okay, so that part's done, and I'll throw that away here in a minute. I'll have to sweep my floor when I get done. Okay, so then what you're gonna do is I find that using one of these little pitchers, and I got this at the dollar store. It did come with a lid. It's a pitcher, but I find that this pitcher. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that. The train's going by. My door's opened. It's a nice day today, so I opened my door. But anyways, I find that if you buy one of the small pitchers, and like I said, I got this one at the dollar store for $1, so it wasn't expensive. It's easier to clean your brushes in something like this. You want something tall because you're going to put the brush in upside down, with the brush part in. And if you use something like this, and like this brush right here is going to probably be the only thing that you would put in here because it's so big. But you have your other combs and brushes that may not be as big, so you can actually put 3 or 4 brushes and combs in here if they fit. So you can get several brushes and combs cleaned at one time, and you don't have to do one at a time. This type of brush would probably be the only thing that you would put in here because it is big. I mean, you may be able to get a comb in there if you want to, but because this brush is so big and the way that it's made, it may be the best thing I would recommend is to only cleanse this brush by itself. So you're going to put this. So what I'm going to do is I haven't figured out what size bottle I'm going to put my solution in yet because I want to make sure that there's enough to cover the whole. You only want to cover the top part of the brush. You don't want to cover the handle, especially like this one is wood. You don't want to get the wood part wet because you'll mess it up. So that's why I suggest using like a small pitcher. So you're going to put the brush in there, and then I'm going to put the distilled water. And like I said, when you get my cleanser, it's going to come together. You're not going to get it in 2 separate forms. I'm just doing it this way because I haven't figured out how what size bottle to use. It'll probably be a round bottle like this right here. This is my Castiel soap bottle. So it probably will be in a bottle like this. So that way it's enough to cover your brush. But for the purposes of this video, I did them separately. You won't get them separate. You'll get one bottle that you pour into the thing. So what I'm going to do is pour and this is distilled water. And I'm very careful about my water. So I buy distilled water and I still boil it just to make sure that it's clean. I know it sounds weird, but I'm weird about that, especially when I'm putting stuff on my face. So when I do my natural cleansers like my foaming face wash, my hair stuff, anything that calls for water, it's distilled water, and I've boiled it again just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to pour the water in here, and this is the part where I want to see, yeah, it's going to take the whole water. Yeah. Okay, so it took all the water. And then actually probably what I should have done was, this is a work in progress. And then I'm going to pour the solution in here as well and mix it together. But like I said, when you get my cleanser, it'll all be combined together into one. I wasn't sure how much this was going to make. So now I know that it makes enough for a whole brush. And I need, wasn't very prepared for this, was I? Let's use the straw. So I'm going to mix it up. Okay, so now, so then basically what you'll do is you'll get this solution. It'll look like this. Main ingredients are the Castiel soap and vinegar. Vinegar is a good cleanser, a good disinfectant. So then you will put so now when you get it, you don't have to do this part. You can actually put the brush in there and then pour the solution over it. But because I combined the two, I had to do the brush last. So you can actually put the brush in first if you want to. But then you submerge the brush into the solution. And it looks like it's going to come up like that, and I don't want that to happen. So I may need to, you may want to put something on top of it to weigh it down. I don't have anything, so I guess I'm going to sit here for a second. I would say let it sit in the solution for 20 to 30 minutes. You want a good clean, especially if you've never cleaned your brushes, or if your brush looks really dirty. like this one was really dirty because I hadn't cleaned it in a really long time. So I'm probably going to leave it in here for a good 30 minutes. And like I said, you want to make sure that you don't want to leave it alone and not check on it, especially like this one has a wooden brush handle. You can mess your wooden brush handles up by getting them wet. So you want to check it and see, like me, I don't have it completely submerged. I have it submerged enough to where the bristles are covered in the solution, but not the handle itself. So I mean, I could leave it like this for a little while and then come back to it and then turn it and leave it like this, and then that way the brush handle is not covered in the solution. It will get wet because you're bobbing it back and forth, but all you have to do is just rinse it off with warm water. So after we do this, and you can already tell by the solution, it's getting a little dirty. It's turning brown, so that means that it's cleaning the brush really good. Oh yeah. So we'll leave it in here for a good 20 to 30 minutes. And then you're going to take a clean toothbrush. Now what I did was I took this toothbrush, this toothbrush, I used it to clean my other toothbrushes, and then I just cleaned it and rinsed it off. So it's only been used on my hairbrushes and combs. So technically you could, as long as you clean it off after you use it, you could reuse it for only your brushes and your combs. So this toothbrush is designated for my brushes and combs only. That's the only thing that I use it for. But if you want to, you could use a brand new toothbrush. Go to the dollar store and buy the, I think you get the 4 or 5 in a pack. And you can use them, one clean toothbrush every time you clean your brushes. But I find that as long as I don't use it for anything else, like cleaning my pots and pans, because I will use a toothbrush to clean my pots and pans too. And you clean it off after you use it, then you can reuse it for just your brushes and your combs. I do use this on my combs, but that's mostly to clean off like the comb part of the comb. But as you can see, it's cleaning it. The water's getting brown, or like a muddy color, kind of like a muddy color. But yeah, you're going to leave it in here 20 to 30 minutes, so that way it has enough time to get through all of the gunk that's on your hairbrush. And now, for the most part, when it comes to your hairbrushes, I've seen from the research that I've done and watching different videos of other people who show you how to clean brushes and stuff, most people suggest treating your hairbrush like your makeup brushes, to clean it once a week. Of course, again, realistically, I can tell you right now that I'm not going to clean my hairbrush once a week. It's just not going to happen. I don't have enough time, and it's just one of those things that I know that I'm probably not going to do once a week. But they do suggest, so the estimate is to try to do it at least once, twice a month. So pretty much just like your makeup brushes. If you can at least clean it 1 or 2 times a month, then you're good, because you're cleaning it. Because basically what's going on is when you comb your hair or brush your hair, you're reusing your brush. You're not buying a new brush every time you comb your hair. So depending on the environmental stuff gets in your hair, oily hair. You're combing through the oils, hair products. Now, it's not bad stuff, but it just builds up. And so basically you're just combing your hair and you're redepositing all that buildup back into your hair. And you don't want to have that happen, because that can cause, drying out. That can cause some problems for your hair. Especially if you have dandruff or dry scalp. You don't want to redeposit all that dandruff and dry scalp flakes back into your hair. You just don't want to have all that back in your hair. So cleaning your hairbrush is important, and doing it at least once to twice a month is a good thing. You should be doing it once a week, but like I said, if not, like I know I won't, you should do it at least once or twice a month. And that just keeps your hair clean, it keeps it healthy and manageable, and it's just another thing that you can do for yourself. to keep your body healthy. You know, that looks pretty good there. I'll keep it in for a couple of more minutes. I can already tell that the brush at the bottom is clean. The metal base that the brushes are in looks really clean. I can see the color again. But I'm going to leave it in for a couple of more minutes. But like I said, I'm doing this faster. But you should leave it in 20 to 30 minutes. And just if they're plastic brushes, you can probably put something on top to keep it down so that it stays in the solution. But because this one is a wooden handle brush, I don't want to leave the brush part, the handle part, in the solution. So that's the reason why I keep moving it around. You can do your combs, so you can stick all your combs into one solution and wash everything at one time. You can put, if you have smaller brushes, you can stick them in all in here like this and clean them all at one time. I had to do this one separately by itself because it is a big brush. It's big, it's round, and the containers that I usually use, you can use a square, I call it a spa container. It's that square thing you can put your feet in for, like, to clean your feet, to do bath or foot soaks and stuff like that. You can also pour this into there and just throw all your brushes in there and combs and clean them that way as well. But for me, I feel like this works a lot better because the brushes are upside down, and you can put a whole bunch in here as well. And there's enough solution to cover quite a few brushes and combs if they're smaller. Now, like I said, if it's a big one like this, then you're probably only going to get the one brush per the bottle of solution. And it looks like I'm probably going to do a 32-ounce bottle, something like comparable to the liquid Castile soap bottles that you get, like this. So it'll probably be in something similar to this kind of container, maybe a little bigger or a little wider. This was just over 1 quart. The one thing I do like about this pitcher that I bought was it gives me the measurements. And according to this was just a little over 1 quart, or I think it was, 4 cups. So, and actually I think this was probably closer to 5 cups before I put the brush in there. It did make it more because the brush went inside. But this is a little over 1 quart. So the pitcher works really good. I really like the pitcher. And then you can also, if the brush handles aren't very big, you can also put this on top of it and leave it for the 20 to 30 minutes. That way the brushes stay in there. So I just find the pitcher to be a lot easier to work with than if you try to use something like the Foot Spa box that you can also get at the dollar store. I like the dollar store. They have great containers. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and remove it, but I'm not done with it yet. I'm just going to take it out so I can finish cleaning it. So then basically what you're going to do is you're going to take a paper towel. Let me move some of this out of the way here. Okay, so you're going to take a paper towel. You're going to put the brush. I find this to be the easiest way for me to do it. You could probably find an easier way for you to do it. But you take the brush and you put that on top of it. You dip the toothbrush into the solution. And then you're just going to run it through like this. So kind of like you're brushing your teeth. And you can be as hard as you want to. But just go through each bristle or each opening groove and then just clean it. And you can see that it's getting stuff off. So I want to clean that off. And you're not going to reuse this solution. The solution is done. So you can just let it drop, the stuff drop back into the solution. And then just keep going, cleaning your brush. See, I'm getting the stuff that's off of there. And it's not, you can use your hands. You can wear gloves if you want to, but remember, it's from your hair. So you know what's in your products that you put in your hair. So there shouldn't really be any problem with you using your hands to clean your brushes. But you can use Gloves if you want to. Either way. Now, if you were cleaning somebody else's brush, then yeah, I would suggest probably using plastic gloves or gloves to clean somebody else's brush with. And it's not saying that it's a bad thing to do. You just want to make sure that you're safe. Whoa. Okay. So then I'm just going to keep doing that, going through each bristle. Still taking stuff out. And basically the brushing part is just to clean the insides of the brush, because all the solution did, I mean the solution will clean it, but it's pretty much to break up the stuff that's in the brush. And actually it would probably go faster if I would just do that. Okay, so this is what the paper towel's for too, is so that you can clean it faster. And as you can see, stuff is still coming off. I knew this one was going to take me a little while because it was pretty dirty. But that's all the stuff that was gunked up in the hairbrush itself. And then of course the toothbrush also cleans the bottom part of the brush that may not get cleaned because you know, it just sits in the solution. The solution just sits there. So you still have to physically clean the brush. Let's see. I think that so it takes a little time and a little elbow grease to get it all clean. But once you start doing it on a regular basis, it won't take as long as the first time that you cleaned it, because you'll clean it regularly. So, you know, like I said, once a month is probably a good idea. Still some hair. And you'll still probably have hair, so it looks like I didn't get all the hair out either. So, but I mean, the solution worked really good. It's clean. I'm just trying to go a little faster now. Oh, getting it on my glasses. Oh, wow. So this solution works really good because it even got what I missed when I was cleaning the hair out. Of hair that I missed. This is really good. I like this. Okay. Okay, so so then after you've cleaned it, then you're going to run it under warm water. And I think what I want to do is clean it. Sorry. Don't want to mess the brush up either. Okay. So maybe what, depending on the type of bristles that you have, you can also take a comb to it to clean the bristle part. And don't be afraid to put it back into the water. If you think that it needs to go back in for a little bit longer, put it back in, because basically what the solution is doing is it's softening up and breaking down the residue that's on the brush. So you may have to put it back in for a little bit. So, you know, don't be afraid to put it back in. It's the brush's solution and residue that's in there, so, you know, it's fine. It's cleaning the brush. It's what it's supposed to be doing. So you may have to put it back in for a little bit longer to make sure that all of the residue has softened up enough to where you can take it off. So, you know, like I said, you know, if the first time that you've done it, it may take you a little bit longer to clean your brush. than it would if you had been cleaning it for a while. So the more you clean your brush, the less work you'll probably have to do on it every time you clean it. But as you can see from just the paper towel, it got a lot of the residue and the hair that I didn't get off too. So the solution is doing its job, which is good because that's what I wanted. I wanted to see how well it worked on this hairbrush because it was pretty bad. It hadn't been cleaned, and like I said, I hadn't cleaned it in a long time. So I wasn't sure how it was going to react to the solution. But you know, so that's the toothbrush. Toothbrush does its job too. It cleans it. Took off a lot of the residue that was on there. But if you need to, when you're cleaning out your comb, or cleaning out your hairbrush before you get it wet, you can take a comb, a regular comb, and comb through it to get more of the hair out. And that's probably what I should have done. But it looked like I had taken most of the hair out, but I didn't. Once the brush got wet, you could see that it had more hair in it. So, you know, in step one, you may want to run a comb through your brush to make sure that you've gotten all the hair out. But yeah, but other than that, it's fine. So you can see it's still taking the stuff off. So let's try that again. Yeah, see, oh yeah, now it's coming out a lot more. So I just needed to leave it in a little bit longer. So you may have to, you know, test it out, try it out, and put it back in the solution. You may have to leave it in the solution a little bit longer. Yeah, see, it's taking out. Yeah, I didn't leave it in the solution long enough. That's what happened. Oh yeah, there it goes. That's better. So I just didn't leave it in. I don't think I left it in for the 20-30 minutes. I was being impatient. That's about me. I'm impatient. I like to try stuff out and get it working right away. So yeah, you definitely want to leave it in there for the 20 to 30 minutes. Don't try taking it out early. Yeah, see. There we go. Now it's taking out the stuff. Okay, so I'll probably redo this again, but I don't want to bore you with all of this. Yeah, see, there it goes. Okay, so then after you do your brush, and so I forgot to get some water, but anyways, I'm going to go around and turn it around, you can see I'm going to rinse. You're going to rinse your brush off with warm water. So I'll be right back, or I'm going to turn you around and so you can see the camera, so I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. Oh, a little too close. So I have my water running and have the brush here. And you can just tell, I mean, even even though I haven't rinsed it off yet, you can see that it's a lot cleaner than it was. It's even the inside, I can see the inside of the brush. I mean, I probably could have let it soak a little bit longer, but I don't want the video to run forever. I'm already at 28 seconds. So you're just going to basically run your water till it gets warm. You don't want it to be hot. You want it to be warm. So let it run until it gets warm. There it goes. So my water is warm now. So then you're just going to run your brush. And you can also do your handle to make sure you get the solution off the handle. And then just rinse the brush off so that way you get the solution off. And oh yeah, I mean, I could probably clean it a little bit more, and I probably will again later, but I mean, just as it is right now. And the same with the hairbrush. You do not want to use you don't want to use a cloth towel. You want to use a paper towel or napkins to clean this off with, because you don't want to redeposit stuff from a cloth towel. So you're just going to rinse it off, clean off the brush handle, and that's basically it. Let me turn you back around. Okay. Okay. Okay, so basically, so I rinsed it with warm water, and as you can see, it is so much cleaner than it was before. Look at that. That is so nice. Clean. So like I said, so basically you're going to rinse it off in the warm water, and then you're going to just take paper towels. I took 3 paper towels, and you're just going to rinse it off. Make sure you rinse off your handle, especially if it's wood, so that way the solution, and make sure you rinse your handle off too in the warm water, because you know you did get solution on the handle when you were cleaning it. So just make sure you rinse off the handle, and then you dry it off, so that way you don't mess up your handle. And then you're just going to basically run the hairbrush, you know, down the paper towel to make sure that it's not wet, it's not dripping. And then what I do is like with my makeup brushes, I will leave the hairbrush overnight. I'll let it sit. I may come in like I did with my makeup brushes yesterday when I did my video on my makeup brushes yesterday. I came in and I flipped them over. So periodically you may want to go in wherever you have it set and just turn your hairbrush every now and then. And that way you know that you got it completely dry. Any excess water is coming out, and it's drying on its own. But yeah, so basically, I mean, I could probably do it again, because like I said, this hairbrush was pretty dirty. But just in what I did right now, and you can see the water is muddy brown. It's dirty, nasty. I'm going to have to dump it now. But so you're going to probably get about a 32 ounce, 33, I'm going to say between 32 and 34 ounces of this solution. So you're looking at some type of bottle like this. And it'll be enough to cover the top or the bottom part, the bristle part of your brushes and your combs. So like I said, if you get a pitcher like this, sorry, hopefully you could hear that. I didn't realize I didn't have the mic looking at me. So if you get a pitcher like this, you can put your brushes in it, and you'll be able to pour the solution on top of the brushes, and you can leave them in for the 20 to 30 minutes, and it'll clean your brushes. So as soon as I get the containers for the hairbrush cleanser, then I'll have that out on my website. But I mean, just you can see how much cleaner that brush came out. It looks almost brand new. The inside part, the silver part, because you can see right here it's silver, or not silver but gold, the part where the bristles are stuck to. You couldn't even see what color it was before because it was so caked on, but you can see it now. You can see the silver part of the brush again. So that came out really, really nice. Look at that. I love that. That looks so clean. That's nice. So then you're just going to basically, I'm going to put the toothbrush back in the solution so it'll clean it. But you can see all of the stuff that came off of that brush, which included the hair that I took out off of that brush, and it looks practically brand new. Look at that. Look at the handle. Even the handle looks nice and clean. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so I'm done looking at my hairbrush. So basically that's what it is, my hairbrush cleanser. And like I said, the main ingredients are Castile soap and vinegar. I put a little bit of tea tree oil in there because tea tree oil is good for disinfecting as well. As soon as I get the containers in, then I'll have that on my website. But yeah, so hopefully you guys have a great Sunday, and I'll see you on the next video. So the next video right now I'm working on hot oil treatments and a leave-in oil treatment for your hair. I love hair products, as you can tell, and I know some people, some people would. I don't have a preference. I like all hair treatments. So I love leave-in sprays. I love hot oil treatments. I love leave-in oils. I love conditioners, deep conditioners. So I make the stuff because I like to use them. But I know not everybody likes to use the same products. And that's why I try to offer different ones. And so right now I will be working on my hot oil treatment and a hair leave-in oil. So those are the two things that I'm working on next. So I hope you guys have a great Sunday afternoon, and be on the lookout for my hair brush cleanser and my makeup brush cleanser. So talk to you guys later. Bye.